So let's try, see if we can take a look at this conceptually, right? And see if we can make sense about why this is working. All right, so let's say we have this situation here. I want to figure out what 1/2 of 2/4 is. Well, interpret that 2/4 really literally, all right? 2/4 means you have in your hand 2/4, say 2/4 of a circle, like I've got illustrated in the diagram here. So when I say 1/2 of 2/4, right? Think of that as you have 2 of something and you're reducing the number you have by 1/2. Well, 1/2 of 2, that's 1, right? So in the end, you're going to have 1/4. And if you're writing this for your students, I really want you to notice how I wrote that 1/2 times 2 times 1/4 part. You really need to put the 2 times 1/4, right? Don't just put 2 and 1/4 with nothing in between them. If you do, it's possible your students are going to look at that and think you meant the mixed fraction 2 and 1/4, which is absolutely not what we're talking about here. Okay, so when you do this, in the end, right, you reduce the number of quarters of a circle that you have by 1, by 1/2, and you're down to 1. Now, even that may be a little challenging for some students. The idea of a quarter of what? It's very abstract, right? Well, if you need to make this more concrete, then start with 2/4 and say, look, okay, instead of 2/4, let's say we have 2 apples, and you cut the number of apples you have in half. Well, 1/2 of 2 apples is just 1 apple, and now convert back, right? Now go from the concrete apple back to the more abstract 1/4, and there you go. You ended up with the same result. Okay, so that's multiplication, right? Multiplication of fractions. In the next lecture, we're going to take a look at how to divide fractions, and dividing fractions is nice, right? It really kind of is, because all it is you do one additional step. You're going to take your division problem, you're going to convert it into a multiplication problem, then you can do the exact same process we did in this lecture.